Chancellor, Principal, President, Lords, Ladies, constituents, gentlemen, aldermen, vice principals, deans, vice deans, professors, lecturers, tutors, tutees, procurators fiscal, procurators not quite so fiscal, graduates, postgraduates, undergraduates, freshers, post-freshers, under-freshers, boys, girls, and assorted darlings. I stand before you, the outer crust, as you can see, robed and liveried in splendor, the inner core bare, white, and quivering. Think of a lobster, and you'll have some idea of what I'm like. Outside, bright, well-armored, strong, vividly red, crusty, and with surprisingly vicious fingernails. Inside, pale, damp, vulnerable, but delicious with mayonnaise. I think it was Oscar Wilde who was imprisoned for sodomy. Oh, I don't know why I said that, I'm so sorry. However, I think it was Oscar Wilde who said that in this life you should try everything once except incest and country dancing. Had Oscar known about this ceremony that I've undergone today, I think he might have said, except incest, country dancing, and being pulled in a coach by a lot of meaty young boys and girls from the sports union. There are many occasions in a man's life when he cries out, "What have I done to deserve this?" Such a remark might spring to your lips when your examination results are posted, when you realize in a crowded branch of Boots the chemist that the assistant you're trying to buy those ribbed condobs off is deaf. When you make the discovery on a Saturday night that the only drink left in the house is apricot brandy, or when returning early home from work you stumble into the bedroom to discover your partner in bed with a man who looks like Noel Edmonds. How strange and rare and passing wonderful it is, then, to be able to ask the gods what one has done to deserve a thing that is, with the exception of this costume, uniformly enchanting and delicious. And this is the happy situation in which I find myself this afternoon. It's rightly been said that some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness faxed through to them. Some 7 or 8 months ago, the news that Dame Democracy had favoured me with a triumph in the hecklings was faxed over to me and set the seal on an enormously flattering process that began, I suppose, a year ago when I was asked if I would be willing to let my name go forward as a candidate for the rectoracy, if rectoracy is the word I want, which I strongly doubt. So as I gaze on your young, upturned faces, so eager, so shining, so fresh, so trusting, I'm encouraged to discourse on youth, surely the only theme suitable for such an afternoon. For all of you, all the little lambs in my flock, have only one quality in common. Some of you are tall, some of you are not tall. Some are wide, some are less so. Some are Scottish, some are Irish, some English. Some from cultures and continents far away. Some are girls, some are boys. Some are of a scientific bent, some of artistic bent. Some of straight bent, some of bent bent. Some wise, some foolish, some rich, some poor, some content with the world, some impatient for change. Some sober, some completely off their faces. Some musical, some athletic, some with the gift of numbers, some with the gift of words. Some honest, some sly, some industrious, some indolent. Some diligent, some evasive. Some with faith, some without. As each of you has an individual paw print and an individual string of DNA, so each of you is imponderably different in a billion other ways. But all of you, all of those, that is, for whom I have a special responsibility and charge, each several one of you is young. You are all endued with youth. And how fitting it is that endued is an anagram of Dundee. Do you remember I asked you to hold the thought earlier, to wrap it in lavender paper and store it in the bottom drawer of your heart? Well, you can unwrap that thought now and give it back to me. The thought was that Dundee is a real university, And what does that mean exactly? It means, aside from anything else, it's not a polytechnic, fine as such institutions are. Some of you may be training for a specific job, yet this is not a training college. For a university offers, as its name so obviously implies, something universal, not anything specific. Training is what you do to trees when you want them to grow straight and symmetrical against a wall, stapled and clipped. Here at a university, you can grow free, unrestrained. The lecture and tutorial periods may well prepare you for your vocation if you have one, but all the other hours are for your real education. Your real education takes place during those long hours I spoke of, the coffee and the whiskey bottle, the talking and the talking and the talking. Of all wise words of tongue and pen, the wisest are, how on earth can I tell you what I think until I've heard what I'm going to say? Don't know what your opinions are in advance. Find them out, change them, see points of view. There are so many. Throw yourself into all the experiences you can. It's been rightly said that we never, ever regret the things we do, only the things we have not done. Always, never, never the deed, always the undeed. And how inappropriate it is that undeed is an anagram of Dundee. I have no business to expect that such advice as I've been impertinent enough to offer will be valued, but it is at least part of my duty to try. All I've done, after all, is to urge you to be as you are for as long as you can. So for me, your silly old rector, who loves you deeply, stay as lovely as you are right now, this minute, with the light glinting in your hair, casting a luminescent halo about your adorable faces, while inside you a stronger light bathes your inmost souls, a light that you will never lose, the light of tolerance, kindness, humility, and inward grace. That's how I shall always remember you. And that's how, with luck and lightness of touch, you will always remain. You've been so very patient and so very kind. I must just thank Jim Guild, Andrew Lamont, Ali Doig, and the invaluable animals of his sports union equestrian team, my wonderful, wonderful assessor, Jim Duncan, and all of you, dear, dear darlings. May fortune smile on this university and on you all. Thank you very much indeed.